Jacksonville is one of the most fire-wise communities in the country, yet residents are struggling with insurance for fire risk.
Plus, a mother bear and her cub were caught on camera in Ashland. Hear what the homeowner is saying about that sighting.
And another warm day ahead. We're expecting temperatures to break some records today, but as we do head through the rest of the week, wet weather does return. So I'll let you know what you can expect in the days ahead coming up.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 a.m. on March 25th. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Damon Alvarado.
And I'm Brinkley Hill. We're checking in with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress about this beautiful weather we're expecting for our Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely a great day to be heading outside, whether if it's going to play some games or going to cook outside today. I would recommend doing anything you can because tomorrow it's definitely switching over into some wetter weather and we're expecting some strong winds along with it. But for our current temperatures this morning, it is a bit, I would say, rather mild, especially as you're over into your west side valleys, where it is still cold though, as we're heading over east side. Schmeldt is 20 degrees this morning, same with Christmas Valley, 26. Into Northern California, into the 30s as well. Now, despite that cold start, we will be seeing those temperatures rather warm for the day. Now, into the Rogue Valley, by the time you're heading home from work, you'll be into the 80s, and you'll definitely need to be taking off that jacket if you started with one this morning. Now, areas across the rest of the region, Klamath Falls, you got a high of 76 today, into Wairika 78. Along the coast, not looking to break some records, but it will be feeling rather mild for today. So no matter where you are, get out and enjoy that nice weather. Head outside. I know a lot of us are enjoying spring break this week. But as we head into our Wednesday, we are expecting some wet weather. Temperatures will be a bit cooler, but still above average. But we are tracking the potential for storms. And then our Thursday, we can expect some pretty windy conditions and rain to continue as well. So coming up in our next forecast, I'll break down what you can expect the next few days and when you should really expect to be heading back inside.
NewsWatch 12 has been following a lawsuit that is demanding the city of Grants Pass expand their homeless camping options. Disability Rights Oregon currently waiting to see if a temporary restraining order on homeless camping will be extended and waiting to see if a preliminary injunction will be passed to restrict the city from creating 2 new camping sites. The preliminary injunction hearing is set for today. The court will decide if they will restrict the city from creating new campsites. Until that lawsuit is settled, NewsWatch 12 will be at that hearing and will bring you updates tonight.
As we move closer to fire season, CAL FIRE is releasing the final zone of the California statewide wildfire hazard map. The map identifies areas most at risk for wildfires and provides guidance on how to mitigate these risks. The maps are intended to help communities make informed decisions. And CAL FIRE says insurance companies do not rely directly on these maps to assess risk. For a closer look at the map and to look up your city, you can head to kdrv.com.
There's been a letter going around informing Jacksonville residents that their homeowners insurance has been dropped for fire risk. But the town is one of the most fire-wise communities in the state. Many neighborhoods in the community are dedicated to wildfire preparedness. So NewsWatch 12 asked a local insurance agent why homeowners are being dropped. The agent said that insurance industry has been struggling recently, and fire-wise or not, the risk may be too much.
When we talk to underwriters, they don't even care. It started with the Alameda fire. That was horrible. We lost 2,500 structures. And then with what's happening in California, you know, the industry is really worried. I mean, they're losing billions of dollars.
With billions of dollars being lost, insurance companies are increasingly unwilling to take on the risk of covering homes in high fire risk areas. But residents left without insurance can go to the Oregon Fair Plan and receive coverage.
Medford residents can get ready for fire season by cutting down on their fire fuels. Medford Fire and the Parks, Recreation and Facilities Department is hosting free wood debris chipper days to help residents prepare for fire season. If you want to take advantage of the opportunity, you can head to our website for all of the details.
Governor Kotek chimed in on when her office became aware of recent reports of at least 3,000 complaints against Oregon Youth Authority employees. The governor says her office became aware of the backlog in mid-February while the investigation was ongoing. With the information her office had at the time, Director Joe O'Leary was put on administrative leave after later fired.
I had enough information to make a decision that I needed him to be on leave. The investigation has been ongoing, but by that point I had enough information to know that we had a significant problem there and that he needed to step aside, and then of course terminated him less than 30 days later.
Representative Kim Wallen says weeks after revelations on the backlot of allegations, no additional steps have been taken to protect OYA youth. Wallen says that firing one person at the top isn't enough. And new this morning, the Oregon House of Representatives has passed a Bill 2307 giving Oregon schools a 5-year exemption from the LED lighting requirements. In 2023, the legislature passed House Bill 2531, which prohibited the sale and distribution of different types of fluorescent lighting. This bill passed would give school districts more time to switch to LED long tube lights. The bill has received support from school districts, the State Teachers Union, and the Oregon Education Association. House Bill 2307 is now moving to the Senate for consideration. One of the chief sponsors for this bill is Emily McIntyre of Eagle Point.
After controversy in his position and protests across the country, the U.S. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy officially announced his resignation. The resignation comes 5 years after he took on the position. DeJoy announced his plans to step down last month with no set date for the resignation to take effect. The decision comes just weeks after deciding to cut 10,000 workers and billions of dollars from the Postal Service, and just one day after nationwide protests.
Are we going to let them privatize the Postal Service? No!
Deputy Postmaster General Doug Tolino will be the interim Postmaster General until an official replacement is found. We'll continue to track this developing story and bring you the latest on air and online.
Oregon State Marine Board is warning boaters that while the weather may be warm and pleasant, waterways can still be dangerous. Waterways are still impacted from winter storms and may have hazards including floating debris, swift currents, and cold water. Boaters who want to head out on the river right now are urged to plan ahead. Children 12 and under are required to wear a life jacket when underway on all boats. For more information on boating requirements and water forecasts, you can head to our website, kdrv.com.
Now, if you opted for studded tires this winter, you only have 1 week left to remove them for the season. Oregon state law allows studded tires to be used between November 1st and March 31st. But beginning on April 1st, if your studded tires are still on, law enforcement can give you a citation worth $165. If you still plan on traveling over mountain passes, Oregon Department of Transportation is recommending that you use other types of traction tires or chains.
A mother bear and her cub were caught on camera wandering around an Ashland neighborhood. NewsWatch 12 did speak to the homeowner, who says he was blown away by how big they were. Tom Baker says he was surprised to see bears in his driveway from his Ring camera late Sunday night, given that it's only March. When the weather heats up, wildlife sightings in Ashland tend to go up. Baker says this pattern happens every year, so he recommends bear locking trash cans to keep wildlife from getting fed in your yard.
This is Oregon. We live in the middle of a forest. What do? Nothing. You enjoy it, every minute of it. Enjoy all the animals that come out day or night, and just know where you're at, know your place.
If you see a bear or other dangerous animal in your neighborhood, you should call your local police or the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife to report that sighting. And then you can head to our website to find more information on how to report that. So far this year, a bear and a cougar have already been reported near Ashland.
The Josephine County man is now in jail after assaulting a man and leaving him with severe injuries. The Grants Pass Police Department was called to a home where a 28-year-old man was left with head injuries. Due to the seriousness of the assault, detectives were called to the scene. Detectives identified the suspect as 31-year-old Jonathan Falk, who is now in jail on charges including assault, menacing, and criminal mischief.
A car crashed into the front of Speedy Pack and Ship in Grants Pass. Kayla Wright told NewsWatch 12 that she actually witnessed the car hitting the building. Wright told us that the driver said her accelerator was stuck and that she couldn't figure out why. No injuries were reported in the crash.
The Rogue River Greenway Foundation is announcing the annual Ride the Rogue event will not take place this year. The foundation says they are focusing their efforts on organization goals and ensuring sustainable progress for the Rogue River Greenway. The foundation says the event will return in 2026.
I know that's disappointing for a lot of people, but something that is really exciting is that Oregon State Parks is hosting spring whale watching along the coast. They have experts that are going to be pointing out more than 19,000 gray whales expected to swim past Oregon shores in the next 3 months as they migrate to Alaska. This is a 30% increase from 2023. Oregon State Park volunteers and rangers are going to be stationed along the coast to help spot these whales and answer your questions.